Hey, welcome back to the reality, guys. Brett and Kevin here to talk about the Challenge World Championship, episode 11, Weight of the World. So, beginning of the episode, we start off where we have some strategic conversations where Cass says that she's not valued by Jordan, and we get a flashback of her sucking at a math problem and him tied to a post. Emily starts saying she's strategic and they're going to be good this round. And I'm immediately thinking that's foreshadowing. She's about to get backstabbed and go home this episode, which does happen. And then we go straight to the daily challenge. So downfall, it's the last daily of the season. If you win this one, you're in the final. And did you like this one? Because I like the idea where they jumped in the water off of a cliff. And then they had to go swim to some rope ladders and then climb up. And as they were going through the rope ladders, kind of like that old school Donkey Kong Mario game, you could just like cut somebody and then they would fall into the water.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was weird what like Jordan did. Um, I don't know about you when it came to that. Basically, Jordan was outright beating all the other teams of climbing up and decided to stop in order to let the other team win. So basically, and this is what I think the heart of the story of this episode um, was how Jordan did that to keep himself out of the crosshairs of, I guess, Tori. Um, but I mean, out of the crosshairs of everybody, but my thought was still it was for Tori. And Tori immediately saw that, got pissed, which kept him in the crosshairs anyway. But um, I thought that was weird. If I were him, I would just finished it. He would have had so much more control. It didn't make any sense as to why he did that. I was hoping to talk to you about it because I think you have a different outlook on things and you could see like a reason why and it being a benefit. But like the scenarios in my head don't really make sense.
For why he just sat on the ladder and then didn't climb it or try to win. Yeah, I mean,
And literally helped them win, like solved their puzzle for them.
Sarah, climb the fucking ladder and do it. I'm tired of standing here, all right?
yeah.
And on top of that, like nobody questioned it. It was just like, oh, all right, cool. They didn't want to win. Okay.
They questioned
Like,
it. They questioned it in the house. I don't know if they questioned it on the ladder.
yeah, like I meant like mid, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they were saying like this is weird. Why are they not moving on the ladder? And Tori was freaking out about it because I guess yeah, like the chain of events happened was so Jordan and Troy actually got to the ladder first, and I was wondering if they could go on their own or if they needed their partner, which they did, because what Emily was basically dragging Yes to the ladder, so they got there first as a team. So that's why they ended up climbing up, and they
It is incredible that she is able to beat every single other person with another male, her like double her, almost double her, not double her size that
smaller.
she's dragging. That she's dragging.
And she was dragging him. So
Yeah, like it's incredible.
I feel like they were kind of catering towards her a little bit, giving her all these swimming challenges. But
I literally said the same thing. I was like, it came up to it, and I was like, "Oh, swimming again." And then I was like, the only reason they're doing this is because they have the opportunity. It's getting probably like she probably got a lot of positive feedback after that first one. The first one that they did where they're like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see her," and she was just like a dolphin,
right.
killing it. And I guarantee you they got a lot, and they're like, "All right, let's stick with that." But that, or they thought they were gonna get a lot because I don't know when they tape this stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so they gave her another swimming challenge. They usually do like 0 to 1 a season. This one they've already done like 3, I think. But yeah, so basically I mean the whole daily was irrelevant because Yes pulled the thing and got rid of Troy and Casey, sent them straight into the elimination.
Right out of the gate. See ya.
And then I did think this was some good strategy where the next team pulled the lever on some, but they dropped Tori and Danny. So I guess Yes and Emily,
yeah.
whoever was, I think Yes and Emily got dropped next. So I thought Jordan was about to backstab them, the moment he dropped them from the thing, I was like, oh, he's about to backstab them and win. But then he's like,
Well,
oh, I never said I'd let you win. I just said I would come second. So
no, he said I would help us win um together, but I never said I would let us win the challenges. So he, in his mind, he's like, all right, I'm still gonna get you to the final, but that doesn't mean you can like you're gonna Jordan said I said I would help you get to the final, but I never said I would let you win the challenges. That's exactly what it was.
I just read a quote. I thought Casey was super funny this episode, by the way. So I just read a quote I wrote down from Casey where she's like, if Yes didn't get that Uber pickup, we would have smoked them.
Yeah. I like her.
Yeah, I think she was funny this episode. She's being funnier this season. But
Yeah, from coming from out of like nowhere. That at the beginning, she wasn't even on there. Like they barely showed her.
right. Didn't get many confessionals in most of her seasons.
Yeah.
But she's clearly a good social player and athletic person, which we'll
Sure.
get to later if you saw the episode. But yeah, so Theo, so what happened was Theo pulled Tori and Danny's cord. So that was smart because basically I guess Jordan had the deal where he wouldn't win. So if Theo and Sarah were racing against Tori and Danny, it was still like an even match. But whatever BS scheming they're doing, I mean, this whole season sucks because of this. All this scheming with these alliances is just really annoying. So
Right.
the way they're
And I actually think I am wrong about what you said earlier. I think he said I told him I wouldn't win the challenge, but I didn't say I wouldn't win the whole thing. Maybe. Sorry, go on.
I found the quote. It was the deal was we won't win. Doesn't mean we won't beat you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Jordan original.
Yeah.
But so going straight to the math problem that they were doing. Did you try this one? Because I always try the challenges.
No,
And
I did not try that.
I could not figure it out. I was like, damn, dude, like this one's got me stumped. I don't know how to solve this.
It was yeah, it seemed a lot. The fact that Jordan's just good at this, it pisses me off too. But
He didn't do it. It was Cass. So Cass, while Jordan and Cass were just like hanging onto the ladder, Cass it figures out that it's what like the top and the bottom multiply, and then that's like the side by side letter numbers. And the moment she said that, I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that? But I was just staring at this puzzle, thinking like, dude, I have no idea what the pattern is.
yeah, no, I always used to think I'd be fine at this show when I was like much more athletic and stuff, and now like I would not only athleticism, just like I don't think I would have done well then either. I would have froze. I know a lot more about myself now, and I did. And
yeah, it's sad to think that I didn't get cast in my prime. So now, even if I were to get cast, I probably wouldn't win. No, unless I went through a rigorous training program then.
you'd have trouble, buddy. There's no doubt about that. Especially with these alliances and stuff like that, you'd have no shot.
Yeah, fuck the alliances. I'm gonna throw them all in.
I guess regarding the alliances and stuff, Sarah made the mistake of telling you. Well, I guess in the end it didn't really matter, but telling Emily that she was going in, gave her that whole pep talk and blah 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 blah. But realistically, they all just stalemated. And I was hoping for so much more than what TJ threw out. When TJ goes, when they get to the final, like the elimination, and TJ's like, I told you never to do this. And this means that all of you want to be here or whatever, whatever he said. I thought it was going to be like, oh shit, we're going to eliminate 2 teams and everybody's just going to have to go in. But it didn't happen.
I was hoping for that. The moment he threw that twist there, or yeah, because like he said, don't stalemate or you'll regret it. He didn't do anything the first time.
Yeah.
Time when he's like, okay, well, Theo and Sarah punched their ticket. All of you guys, you want to play my games? You want to play? So I was thinking, like, man, what if they? I didn't know it was a hall brawl at this point in time, but
Yeah, they did a really good job of hiding that, which I also think that was another thing I wanted to bring up. So I think they had multiple games set up because they wanted it to be fair when it comes to, but they wanted to get a whole brawl in there. So like,
you think? I
if
mean,
it was gonna be,
sitting.
if it was gonna be, say they picked Danny and Tori, they weren't doing a whole brawl. There's no doubt about it.
What else do they have? Because to me, like, from
That's what I'm saying. I think they had multiple things, multiple games set up. It would have been the dumbest challenge if it was Tori and Danny in the hall brawl against Casey and what's his face. Danny would ruin that guy. He would kill
yeah,
him.
but Casey would beat Tori, I think, and then it was a coin toss for who goes next.
Dude, just trust me. I'm right on this. There's no way.
I'm
There's
ready.
no
Troy.
fucking way. Absolutely no way. Although I would love to see it, and that's why I know it. It's because I know I would love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, so the fact that they all burn voted themselves, I was like, this is so lame. This is pissing me off. TJ, please throw everybody in. They should have done a bracket style hall brawl at this point. They should have done, all right, what 4 teams are an elimination. You guys, the losers pick your first matchup. The next two, you guys hall brawl, and then the loser of both rounds hall brawls each other, and then the loser of that goes home. That's what they should have done. So we've
Mhm.
gotten like 20 hall brawls.
Yeah, it would have been all amazing.
Would have been great. That's what I would have done. Like, yeah, every team we're going in, we're doing a bracket. Loser of the loser bracket goes home. But instead, they just let the losers pick the team to go against. And of course, foreshadowing was right. They picked Emily and Yes. And I mean, Troy's like, oh, I'm small, blah, blah, blah. Like, Troy's an athletic, strong dude. Yes. I mean, he might be slightly larger than Troy, but I don't see Yes as like a physical specimen of any sort in a physical competition. So I had a feeling Troy had the edge on him in that. And
Mhm.
even Danny says, like, if you know anything about football, the low man wins. So Troy was the low man, and he's probably just all around stronger and more feisty. So we only saw that matchup once. It wasn't a complete blowout, but Troy got the win. And then I was actually a little bit shocked. Casey, she lost to Emily on her first go round. So
I wasn't surprised at that. I thought they were like pretty evenly matched. Although, I mean, with Casey's background, you would think that she certainly should know how to tackle.
they looked like they were in slow motion on the first one when they were charging at each other. It looked like they were running in slow mo. You think Casey would have been a little bit better at that? I mean, yeah, I get it. I think Emily physically is slightly larger, but still.
My issue with this that gives me so much anxiety is that break when you know that clear. Like I love it when the underdog pulls somebody far enough, and then it's like, all right, let's get this break and go to the bell. And every time they always cut it so it looks like, oh, the person that's in the lead is like tripping a little bit. They're like trying to get their footing or whatever. And it bothers me so much when that happens, like when they actually fall. So like I I was pleasantly surprised when uh who was the guy? What was his name?
Troy and Yes.
When Troy, it looked like he was like falling, but didn't. And got to the bell first.
I
And
just
then
think
they did the same thing. They did the same thing with Emily. But go on.
I see what you're saying. So like these hall brawls, they keep ending up in situations where they go head to head, or in the girls scenario, they kind of both took a side a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
stopped. And I mean, if you're not smashing the person backwards off the rip, you got to drag them. Like the moment you decide, hey, it's time to let go, it's time to break and run for our bells. I am not going to be the one further away from my bell. There's no chance in hell that I'm going to let go of you if I'm further away from my bell. Like
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, my
back.
initial instinct
Your name
every
is
single
Joker.
time is to hurdle them. Let them go for my ankles, try and get the lower thing, and not hurdle them every time. That's my thought every single time. But obviously, it's much easier said and thought of than done. Um,
Run up and drop kick them. right in the
Yeah.
face.
I mean, worst comes to worst, he gets a knee to the nose, or like gets fucked up and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And somebody has done it before. I think West did it once, and like absolutely killed him. Because now they're like swimming on the ground, and you're in full sprint, like, but you can only do that once.
Oh, I mean, hurdling somebody sounds awesome, but like, how low are they going to go? So if they go super low, you can hurdle them. So I think you got to just call an audible in the moment and know who you're matched up against. I guess my first instinct would be I'm just going to haul ass as fast and hard as I can with the anticipation of just cracking them. And if they look like they're going like diving at my knees or something, then jump. But if they're not diving or getting super low, I'm just going to try to crack them. And we'll both.
Have you ever hurdled a hurdle?
Yeah.
Have you? Like you in a race?
I mean, I've never raced in hurdles, but I've hurdled a hurdle like at the track. I've just gone and done it.
Yeah, like incorrectly, you just jumped over it as you ran.
What?
You just like incorrectly jumped over it as you ran.
I mean, I didn't do it. I wouldn't say I did it perfectly if I was in a race, but I hurdled it, you know. There was like a lineup of hurdles like they had at practice, and I just went and did it. So I didn't probably do it the quickest or the best form, but I went and like tried to do it like I see them do it, where they, you know, spread their legs or whatever. I didn't like, and then like start running again.
Okay. I mean, like you really don't need to go down that low. What they're hurdling is like, I want to say something like 4 feet.
You do hurdles?
I did.
Okay.
I was like, I
I don't think there's any chance in hell.
I was in states in high school for hurdles, and I'm telling you right now that it's 4 feet. So like literally, they're diving
jumping
down.
off sand. You're jumping off sand. I feel like that doesn't have as much push as a track.
Yeah, but I think you're thinking like they have to be like knee height or lower to get there, when really they only have to like go down, if you do it correctly, to like between your nipples and your belly button.
I'm just envisioning us in a hall brawl, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump," and you just go upside down.
Right.
Legs and you just.
But I mean, regardless, the defender who's going after them is full on going into it. So they're going into the ground. They're gonna have to get up. Just like you're gonna have to. It's gives you better odds.
The thing I don't like with this partner situation is one partnership only, like the guys only played one time. Back when they used to do hall brawls, it would be okay if you and I were hall brawling, it'd be best 2 of 3 between us. It wouldn't, like, a partner wouldn't be involved. So yeah,
Right.
if you quote unquote hurdled me the first round, okay, I know what the fuck you're doing now, and I'm not gonna let you.
What I said earlier. Yeah.
So,
but you still steal that dub. You get that dub.
Yeah.
You start out 1-0. That's a whole different scenario.
I do it. I've definitely seen somebody get hurdled before, but
West did it. I'm telling you.
Opponent got
and I'm sure you thought it was amazing at the time, but now when I suggest it, it's just an awful idea, and how terrible of a thought
I just
process.
feel like you're saying that you could hurdle 4 feet of air.
I could. I literally did it for years.
If I'm standing up straight right here, right now, and I'm coming at you like this, I don't think I'm going to get much lower than this. You think you can hurdle over me?
100%.
Meanwhile, when I see you jump, I can.
No. That's what I'm saying.
How about Kevin Super Smash Bros?
No. If you did it correctly and you started going, like you said, going after your feet, going after my feet, like getting the tackle, to get in the low profile that Danny spoke about, to get the like momentum, I'm jumping over you every time.
Okay. I think the only way that would work is if I went for your knees, is if I just tried to chop block.
That's literally what I just said, you idiot.
Yeah, but I'm not going to try to chop block your knees. Unless you're already, if you're Fessy, I could see Fessy hurdling me just because I'd probably try to do that on him. But Are
Oh,
you
so now you would try it? Like
6'4"?
6'4" Fessy? Fessy can't even throw a ball to crack a window. So I don't really. He's not. He's a null point.
Or I'll go low, just anticipating I'm going to get jumped on, and then I'll just in Smash Bros. When you smash someone and they fly off into the sky and then turn into a star, and they die. That's what I would do.
Dude, that's a good. It's good. I mean, technique. I would say. I'm just going to turn my opponent into a star. Simple as that.
0 lives.
So anyway, end of the day, Casey and Troy win, and now we are at the
Final
previews basically for the final.
Yes. Preview for the finals. I think the final is good. So they got the I wonder if this is gonna be a 1-episode thing or if they might split it into 2. But you got the choo-choo train of death coming in, and it sounds like they're all gonna be taking pit stops and doing different legs. Go run here, go drink this, go run here, go play this. And I like it. It looks like they have like carnival games sort of, which is they did this on a final a long time ago, and I liked it, where it was just like random
I like this too.
crapshoot games. I guess they did this last season with like where they the slingshot, but the slingshot I feel like wasn't.
I think that's exiting TV forever after last season.
I remember back there was like Battle of the Seasons or something. They had it was literally they called them carnival games, and they were just like ring tosses and like push a thing up a slope, and it was one of those things where if you just couldn't get the hang of it or figure it out, you just would be there all day.
Yeah, dude, I don't know about you, but since I've ended my athletic career, those type of games have just been so I've become such a challenger in. So like I go to the beach, and this game of like cornhole or something I take so serious now. I take it so serious. I get so frustrated and I get pissed. So I could see this happening when it comes to these guys thinking like, oh, blah, blah, I've jumped out of planes before. I've done blah, blah, blah. And then I can't throw this ring on a stick over here. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. How about you?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun final. For me, it looks like the perfect final to race in.
But they also keep showing them all passing out too, so there has to be a lot of running.
I didn't see that. I know they're definitely drinking something at some point.
Yeah, they showed video of Troy and another girl like on a stretcher type of thing getting looked at. Yeah, unless I was Survivor, I don't know. No, definitely wasn't.
I don't know. I'd have to rewatch. I don't remember. But who do you think is going to win?
Jordan and his team, followed by Tori and hers, and then Sarah, and then who's the last one?
Troy and
Yes.
Troy and Casey.
Troy and Casey, yeah.
I don't know. I just think Jordan's so good at everything. I feel like it's an easy win for him. I haven't seen some of these other teams. I don't know how they're going to do. Like Theo and Sarah, they've not shown too much of their hand of their abilities. Danny,
that's true. Actually, now that you say that, I forgot Theo was her partner. But Theo's still like athletic. Can't dodge a cork.
This challenge doesn't actually look like it's going to be something that would cater to Jordan. So, I mean, Jordan's good at everything, but he's like, if it was just purely, hey, let's race for like 30 miles, he would win that. This doesn't look like that type of final. There's a lot of
that's why. Well, again, you didn't see the two people passed out, and he drinks like he'll eat stuff and it won't bother him. However, I don't think I've ever seen him in like a ring toss game where they show the frustration like that. So, it definitely doesn't necessarily have to be in his favor at all.
Mhm.
Who do you have winning?
I would still say him. So the girl Cass, I mean, she's been in one final and she won it. Okay, Tori, she's a good person for the final. Sarah was losing her final. She kind of won by default. Who's the other girl? Casey. Casey's really strong. So I mean, I would honestly, I think Casey and Troy are a really strong team. So if anyone
Well, do you think it's going to be a team thing or individual?
team,
All right, so you're only as good as your weakest link.
so I think Jordan. I think
And
Jordan
I think the girls even out pretty well.
is true with the weakest link thing. I think
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be Troy and Casey win or Jordan and Cass win. I don't know. Theo and Sarah. I don't know. I feel like
That's what I'm saying, dude.
might end up in last.
I think they will too because, again, it's only as good as your weakest link. I think the guys outdo Theo.
Theo
Well,
and
at least
Sarah are the strongest duo, like
right combined,
they're
like
combined
overall score. Yeah,
physically, I guess. Like if it were like mono e mono hall brawl, but in this type of race, they're the most inexperienced team of everyone there.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know. I
and
can
they're
see
going to be the
Sarah.
first one to get cut. If there's like a punishment where you have to give someone a punishment, Sarah,
Yeah, they will be the first ones. Yeah, for sure.
because you're
I didn't
like
think about that.
Danny even said it. Danny's like, "Oh yeah, we made it to the final, Tori, with your entire alliance, Casey and Jordan." Which I mean, I know Danny had a lot of battling with Tori the whole season, but when Kiki told him to pick Tori, she wasn't wrong because I'm pretty sure they did not win a single daily, yet they never saw an elimination and are now in the final. So by picking Tori, he kind of got put into a very good social position, even though he tried to fight her at every point in time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I remember him making that. I was like, that was the smartest move. But that was kind of biased at that point before I started fucking getting annoyed with her. But yeah.
Yeah, because I would want to taken out Jordan too.
Yeah.
I would have backstabbed him. So whatever deal he was trying to honor with Yes and them, I would never have.
Oh yeah.
I would never have made the deal in the first place. I would have just.
I would have made it to backstab him.
I would like. I think Yes and Emily should have thrown Jordan in the week they had the chance. I mean, yeah, he might have won, but it's worth a shot because I don't want to race that dude.
Yeah, no doubt. In this scenario, I would have accepted and backstabbed. I wouldn't have. There's no way I would like actually cared.
Yeah. And if I was Jordan, I would have been like, as I'm holding up the ladder, I've been like, yeah, I don't care. Screw you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at this point, like I gotta lie, cheat, and steal to make my way to the end. And if you don't like me next season, I don't care. I'll deal with it then. So
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is why it's my favorite. It's my favorite show to be on. Is you can't get voted out. You have to get eliminated. So as long as I got a dog in the fight and I can compete against somebody and not get eliminated, then
Dude, that's so true. I really do love that about it because all the other like competitive shows, it's just like end of the day, if you get enough people to dislike you, you're out. But here it's like fine. Dislike me, throw me into a bad situation, but I'm gonna be a dog and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you until I'm gonna gain your respect. Like
I've always loved it. Because going into these games, I'm like, that's going to be my greatest weakness. Is eventually somebody's going to want to take me out because they don't like me or they're afraid of me or whatever reason. And I don't want to just get voted out. I want to at least like have a fighting chance. And yeah, if you vote me in and I lose, then it's my fault that I lost. So
yeah, I'd go home with like a higher head on my shoulders.
Yeah.
With knowing that I tried to get out and I did all I could. But who am I to say? I've never been on there.
Well, we're about to, as we wrap this up, we're about to talk about Survivor. And, kind of what I was just saying, where if you're the top dog, you might get voted out. And if people don't like what you're saying, it could be you kicking rocks. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you listening to our rambling.
We love you.
Both a little bit tired this evening. I'm sick, but yeah, thanks for participating. We'll see you next week. Comment down below who you think's going to win the final, and if you have any opinions on this episode.
See ya.
Deuces.